This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura Integra. $229 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink, be the maestro of your own home.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our All-Stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moodius Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moodius Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodius.dental. Moodius Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodiusdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura ADX. $239 a month. It's the season of performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome aboard on a beautiful Monday, February 23, 2026. Day number 19,028 since the Miami Dolphins were world champions. Day number 8,813 since the Miami Hurricanes were national champions. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Sean Stanley, of course, mastering the program. Fun weekend, obviously, because USA brought home the gold. That was fun. I got up a little late. I didn't see it right from the beginning. I was going to have trouble getting up at 8:10 on a Sunday. I got up halfway, so it is what it is, but was able to see pretty much the second half of the overtime, and that was awesome. That was great. It was fantastic to win and watch everything that happened. That was cool with Hughes and Johnny Gaudreau and his kids, and it was so cool. Hockey is I think hockey is completely different than every other sport out there, and I mean it in this sense. Of course, every sport is different from every other sport in its own way, but what I mean by is there's a more of a family-like brotherhood with hockey than there is with any other sport. While money has infiltrated all sports and free agency, in hockey, there is still a work ethic that is second to none. There is still a dedication to your teammate and your team. And there is a level of commitment at times that you don't see, like what we're watching with our Panthers. Greed brought it's interesting. Riley was honored with a statue with the Lakers. Different era, different time. But over here in Miami, when we had the big three, greed brought them together, and greed, put them apart. And I can explain that if you want, but in hockey, it's just different. There's a sense more of family. There is a sense more of togetherness. There is a brotherhood, a real brotherhood that it's different. It doesn't exist in the other sports. Okay. And hockey's not my favorite sport, but my job when I do this, get behind the mic, my job is to say, yo, man, take your fan stuff out and be objective. What is it really? Forget about how you feel about it. What is it really? Like, I can tell you what the Heat is doing now, no matter how much I love them, or the Dolphins or the Marlins or whatever. Love them, but I'm going to tell you bottom line what's going on, right? Same thing here. And hockey, to me, it's just different. There's a different kind of connection. And you see it after they beat the shit out of each other, and then they're shaking hands after. There is just a level of professionalism. There's a level of being a gentleman. There's a level of respect. There is a level of honoring people around you, the past, the current, whatever, the things that, well aware of things that have gone on. It's different. Are there pockets in other sports of that happening? Sure. Outliers exist everywhere. This is a way of life for them in hockey. It's a way of life. It's different, dude. And let me tell you something. As a media member, I've been on every beat. Every beat that's ever existed, I've been on it. I've covered it. I've walked into every locker room. I've been with every kind of player that exists. Every type of team, every type of sport, I've been a part of it. I've been super, super blessed to be able to be a part of all of that stuff. When you cover a hockey organization and then you go cover football and baseball and basketball and soccer, you can forget about it. Top to bottom, from ownership down to the players, to the trainers, to the coaches, there is a different kind of bond in hockey than there is in all of pro sports. And so that they have not lost that. They have not lost what you appreciate. What you hate about the NBA is what you love about the NHL.
Everything you hate about the NBA is everything you love about the NHL. Bunch of lazy bastards who don't try, who don't want to play on back-to-backs, who take time off. That shit don't happen in hockey. It just doesn't happen. They don't believe in letting down the other guy. So if they got to go out there and play with a broken clavicle, like Kachuk did, NBA players don't play if they have a hangnail. If their tummy hurts. So there's a different. And when you see what happened with Gaudreau, and you see Noah and Johnny Jr. out there, his kids, and and that jersey's out there, that shit is real, dude. That's not for show. That's nothing. That's real. Real. And really, really cool to watch everything that went on. And Hellebuck had one amazing day with the 41 saves, and the one he got behind him. That was crazy, dude. That was crazy. Crazy stuff. Just awesome. The Hughes brothers, one getting the game-winning goal and the other one getting an assist. And just everything about it was just so cool, and all the storylines. And obviously, the amazing part, at least personally for me, I was 14 years old when they won the last time. And you just don't realize that the last time they won was the Miracle on Ice. Do you believe in miracles like, Al Michaels and all that? I'm 14 years old at that time watching that. I'm just a teenager watching that shit. Little did I know I would have to wait 46 years. And by the way, our pros have been playing. So it's not like our kids were playing then, because that's still the most amazing gold medal ever, because it was our kids against, older pros and stuff. It's kind of like what used to happen in baseball. We'd send our kids, and then the Cubans would bury us, because the Cubans were 25 and 35 years old and 30 years old, and they've been playing pro baseball forever, and they were mature men, and they were kicking our boys' asses. And then we had to kind of change the rules there and say, nah, we're not going to keep sending our amateurs. So that changed. But 46 years, dude. I was absolutely amazed that it's been 46 years since that. Yeah. So Sean Stanley, the USA hockey team brought the gold with a 2-1 win in overtime. Sir, give them a victory cigar. All right. The Dow, by the way, has plummeted to open up the day 522 points. So we're just over 49,000. Okay. The S&P is down almost 40 points, and the NASDAQ is down 2 points. And where we at with Bitcoin, we are at 65.8 right now. So we are down 2% today in Bitcoin. Beautiful, beautiful dip. And by the way, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. Fort Lauderdale United, unfortunately, they lost to Tampa, unfortunately. But they'll be back on the 14th, and you can get your tickets at FTLUTD.com. And, of course, we thank the folks at All Year Cooling and Plumbing. They've been in business since 1973. This is year number 53, serving Homestead to Vero Beach here in South Florida, and also a new location on the West Coast in Naples. I know we have a bunch of listeners out on the West Coast. Give them a ring, 888-204-5554. That's 888-204-5554. Over 350,000 satisfied customers. So when you do things right, when you've been at it for 53 years, yeah, it's kind of what it is. And they are Florida's #1 AC and plumbing service. So if you need any help there, make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you. 888-204-5554. All right. All right. True Fin fan, 2 years wondering about this story. What can it be? You will get it. You will get the story coming up. Oscar Rojas, good morning to you, sir. You've got the cigar for the hockey team, yes. Cosa Nostra. Beans will be spilled, yes. Jeff in Long Island, I still have power. This blizzard is one of the worst I've seen so far. We have over 20 inches. Hope everyone is okay in the Northeast. Thoughts and prayers, amen. Thoughts and prayers to everybody there. Thoughts and prayers to all the people in Mexico. Different kinds of chaos, right? So, and that's what this whole global climate change is all about. A whole bunch of humidity in the atmosphere, and so the winter storms will be worse. The heat will be worse. It's just you will get more intensity in those kind of things, and it sucks, dude. It sucks. It sucks for you guys. And down here in South Florida, I hate the weeks that we've had here of cold weather, which is a joke for you guys, by the way. But I hate it. Okay. I only like being cold weather if I travel to it and I know that I'm going to it. Okay, so I got to suck it up and deal with it. It is what it is. You know, I traveled to it. But I don't like it coming to my town. I don't. That's why I'll end up more south. One, because I can't afford to stay, but really because, yeah, that'll help out too, man. I'll be a little bit warmer. Cosa Nostra, Jeff in Long Island, Dolphin Dave, Horn Dog, True Fin fan, Luis Notare. Yeah, bringing out the Gaudreau kids was awesome. It was beautiful. Jamie Zorria in San Jose, Big Johnson, Trent. Yes, hell of a goal and no teeth. But you can fix the teeth, right? That's the beauty of it. You fix the teeth, man. What else? Ty in the Bronx, I see there. Ray Varnegas. Talk about tough. Jack Hughes trades his front teeth for a gold medal. I think we'd all do that because you can repair the teeth. You can't get another gold medal. You got one shot at that bitch. So take it. The teeth can be replaced. The chiclets can be replaced. And by the way, they've got this thing nowadays. I'm not, who knows? Maybe I'll end up doing it. I mean, I'm going to be 60 down the line. It could happen. But they have this thing now where they replace all your teeth and they give you new teeth. And they're like badass and they're all screwed on and whatever. And like you don't have to worry about cavities ever again. And the teeth look fantastic and all that. They got that stuff now out there. I don't know who does it or whatever, but that looks pretty freaking cool for people that have, some problems with the toofuses. So it's a cool thing. Let's see. Hockey is the best team game. It's not even close. I would wholeheartedly agree on that. Wholeheartedly agree. NorCal says last time the Dolphins went over the over and under on wins, it took the Miami Miracle. It was 5 wins, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even looked. We haven't had like free agency in the draft and all that. So you really want to wait for all that to see what Vegas thinks. But they're not going to win a lot of games, dude. They're going to be, I've been telling you guys, they're going to be a bad team. But, this will be there's nothing wrong with this. Clean house, dude. It's all right. I don't understand why this is such a big deal. You know what I mean? It's all right, man. It's cool. We have to go through this, unfortunately. Lisa says, what a great American sports weekend. Men and women hockey gold medals against Canada. Yes. Women won it on Friday, and then the men won it yesterday. That was awesome. Let's see. Stoney Stanley in the house. What else? Caroon. Different kinds of snow affecting the northern U.S. and Mexico. Yeah. The Mexico problem is I give Scheinbaum a lot of, credit, I guess, or props or that a boy. for taking out El Mencho, right? Who's one of the biggest drug dealers ever, and like the biggest there pretty much. But if you're going to do that, you better be ready to start an all-out war, and you got to go Bukele. And we know Mexico's never done that. Mexico has always been dominated by these cartels. And so it's kind of interesting what's going on. Will she actually follow through? Because to take that guy out, then you got to continue. You know what I mean? Because they're going to retaliate, and they already retaliated and created all kinds of havoc already. If you don't go Bukele in this moment, why did you do it? You know what I'm saying? So I give her props for the moment. Unless she follows through. But if she doesn't follow through, I don't know how that makes any sense. See what I'm saying? Because all you did was cut the head of the snake off, and now there's 6 lieutenants that are fighting for the control, and now they're causing chaos at the same time. So it's, you're already dirty as it is as a country. Everybody knows it. It's not like something new, but it's a really weird thing. You know what I'm saying? Obviously pressured by Trump and all that kind of stuff, and they've got to do something. And so this is what they did. But if you're going to do this, you must follow through. If you don't follow through and you don't go Bukele, then this doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't. I'm just saying. It's kind of weird, but it's a really, really, Now I give her credit. Take some balls to take that guy out. Okay? Take some balls to take that guy out. So we'll see. We shall see what we shall see. Because you're also going to kill your tourist industry. You got the World Cup in 4 months. Like the World Cup's looking at this, going, "Oh my God, what is this now? They're going to have a civil war in their hands. How are we going to send people there?" You know what I mean? Americans are stuck. You know how many Canadians are stuck there now? Because the Canadians didn't come here because of the issues with America, so they traveled to other parts of the world, and a lot of them also went to Mexico. When I was thinking, I'm still doing it, but studying on places to move, Mexico was never on my list. Never on my list because of the way that country is and the cartels. And sure, you can go and have some fun, pop in, pop out, but you still have, it's still a country that has its shadiness. You know what I mean? Because they've never controlled that. So very interesting what Scheinbaum did. Very interesting. To take that guy out, wow. You better have some balls to follow through. Because if you don't follow through, it's not going to be good, man. Not going to be good. I'm just saying. So, interesting. We shall see what we shall see. By the way, the Dow is now down 663 points. So we are under 49,000. We are at 48,962. The S&P is down 46. Okay. All right. Okay. So there you go. 20 inches of snow here in Jersey, Big O, and it's still coming. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Lisa sent me pictures, and it's like, I have no interest. I would never, ever live there. Ever. Ever. Never. I can't. Nyborg says, good morning. Writing personal goals for my job. Don't think I can put down, listen to more Big O as a goal. Thank you, Nyborg. That's very nice of you. I appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. Sean and I appreciate you immensely. Thank you. And don't forget, please smash the hell out of the like button. We need you to smash, and smash. NorCal says, I will always wait till the week before the season to make any bets on the Fins. Yeah. 4.5 wins is the Dolphins line for next year. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a good chance they're under that. I wouldn't touch it at all. It's just, here's my problem with that bet. I have to sit there and wish that the Dolphins lose every game. I cannot do that. You guys know my problem with that. I can tell you the Dolphins are going to suck. I can tell you they're not going to win a lot of games, but I'm not going to sit here and root for them to like, oh, I want him to fumble. Oh, I want him to throw an interception. Oh, I want him to miss the field goal. Oh, I don't want him to win. I can't do that. Can't do that. HN's running his ass off, and I know he's running it for a bad team, but what am I supposed to do? Hope for him to trip and fall or, I can't do that. So I am not going to make this bet this year like that. I will bet the over because then that fits my narrative. I'm a fan. I want them to win. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what I think they are. My heart will want them to win either way. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. But I can compartmentalize. If you watch the show, you've noticed that I can compartmentalize. Okay? Yeah, I can root and I want them to win, but I'm going to tell you honestly what I think about them. And that's why this is one of those years. There's no way I'm going to sit here and just root for them to lose. And I understand that this is a rebuild year. So when they lose, I'm not even going to be really mad about it. I'm only going to be disturbed if they lose, and they lose in a way that's irresponsible. They lose in a way that's incompetent. That's where I have a problem. Okay. But if they get outplayed or they're out, muscled or they're out talented, which I don't even know if that's a word, I can understand those kind of things. But if you're committing penalties and you're doing stupid things and all that, that's where I have a problem, because then I wonder about the coaching, because if you have bad players or good players and they don't know how to line up and they don't know how to play the game, that's going to happen either way with coaching. Does not matter. Check Mario Cristobal. Perdóname for being honest. Okay? Because you saw it in the national championship game. He had the better team. Signetti was the better coach. Signetti's team was the more disciplined team. And that has been the bugaboo for Mario. Right? All throughout his whole tenure here. Does not matter, even when it was shitty talent or even when it's good talent. Like this past year, where he lost 2 games he shouldn't have lost. Why? Because it doesn't matter. See what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. So that's why I look at it. That's how I'm going to measure half this year. Like Shula. I'm sorry. I apologize. Like Spo. Shula, you give him the scrubs, and he's still winning games in the early 80s. There's a strike. You got scrubs for like 6 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever. I think he went 4-1 or 5-1 or something stupid. Least penalized and all that. Scrubs right off the street. Whether he had pros or he had scrubs, Spo, you give him scrubs and he finds a way to go 31-10 and almost make the playoffs. When you're a coach, you're a coach, man, no matter what. That's what I want to find out about half. Over the next 2 years, I want to know if he's a coach. So that way, when he does get talent, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm looking forward to this guy. This son of a bitch can coach. This guy's teams are focused. So when he has the talent, he's going to be nasty. Whereas with Mario Cristobal, I still worry. I look at Mario as one of those coaches that wins based on talent, not based on I'm going to outcoach you on the other sideline. I'm going to do shit you didn't expect. It's not what I see from his teams more often than not. It's either bully ball, it's either dominate, it's either, but his players are going to make mistakes. That's what I've seen their Mario for 4 years. They're going to make mistakes because, sorry, that's just kind of the way it's coached. Can't do anything about it. It is what it is. So let's find out about half. That's where I'm going to measure. But I'm not going to sit here and no. I'm not doing that, dude. I'm not going to sit here and root against the team and say, oh, yeah, I want them to suck. I want them to lose. I can't root for Zach Sealer to fail when I know he's busting his ass. That's I don't think that's cool, to be quite honest. So that's where I can't make a bet for the under in here. Now, if I felt like they got a chance to beat the over and it was 2.5, 3.5, or 3 or some, maybe I could do that. But I'm definitely not touching it this year at all. By the way, our friends at Acura of Pembroke Pines, you can take advantage there. I see. There you go. Take advantage of the 2026 Integra, $239 a month, 2.9% financing for 60 months. The 2025 ADX, $239 a month, 1.9% financing for 60 months. The 2025 RDX, $369 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. And the 2025 TLX Tech, $389 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. Take advantage, man. They've always got some great deals going on at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. And by the way, Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber, they do awesome work in the service center too. So if you're driving around your Acura and maybe you're not happy with the service center you go to, check them out there. And they're right off of I-75 in Pembroke Pines, man. They'll take care of you there at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Scientists have created a way to regrow teeth. Did you know that the toothbrush was invented in Buffalo? Anywhere else, it would have been called the teeth brush. I see what you did there. By the way, I did not know that the scientists have found out a way to regrow teeth. Wow, that's amazing. I saw where scientists converted lead into gold. So shit like that is coming. It's crazy. What else? NFL going to Mexico next year, 49ers game. Yeah, and Miami plays the Niners, so you might be in Mexico. NorCal, you might be going to a Mexican city for a game. Take your bulletproof vest. Lenny Pena, aside from being a listener to the Big O Show for many years, I'm here for the Tyreek story. I even set a timer so I don't miss the show. Rusty says, I got 37 inches here in New York. That is crazy. Really? It's that bad? Well, don't worry about it, dude. Mondami has got all his shovelers ready to go. They have shown their 67 IDs, because you have to have 67 different forms of ID in order to become a shoveler. 67 forms of IDs. Yep, exactly. So they've got plenty of people. They're ready to go. So you New Yorkers, you're in Mondami's hands, bro. You guys are in great hands. I mean, you're the envy of the world right now. Okay. Jeff in Long Island. Let's see. Yes. Sean would be walking around with a t-shirt. Yes, dude. Yes. I still remember him dragging his luggage, and not dragging, like it's rolling. And he's like just taking pictures, and he's just got a t-shirt, and it's snowing, and he's just walking through the streets of New York. My ass has got a jacket, 2 sweaters, and a shirt, and I'm still cold. Still cold. And this sumbitch is walking around with a t-shirt. Wow, this is really nice, and taking pictures and videos, and it's like nothing, bro. Like, no, and he's not drunk, because I know you see the people in the football games. You know those people are liquor. This guy doesn't drink an ounce of liquor, ever. Been around him for years, gone out with him, traveled with him. He does not drink liquor, period, ever. So it's not liquored up. Anyways, it's like early in the morning that we're he's like this. It's crazy, dude. He's amazing. He is amazing. Karun says, I'm the same way. Every time I want to see them lose for a high draft pick, I still cheer for them to win when the game starts. Of course, dude. I mean, when I just can't sit there and root against them like that. That's just no. Hughes needs to stop by Murias Dental. Murias Dental will fix those toofuses. Easy. They got some modern ass equipment there, bro. They create teeth right there, bro. It's freaking awesome. They really do. It's really cool. It's really cool because when you get to go put a crown and then they make you come back a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later because they got to send it out to no, dude. They make it right there in 10 minutes. It's freaking awesome. I'm telling you, Moody's family gets it. Let's see, Alex Palenzuela. Good morning to you, sir. Let's see. I'm going to Mexico to hang out with Dolphins Nation Mexico. I'll be in good hands. Okay. All right. Even with all these advancements, scientists can't convert the Finns to a Super Bowl team or fix the cold. Right? You still, they got nothing for you when it comes to the cold at all. So let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar with the one and only Alan Blanco, baby. Custom printing and embroidery. You need it? Call him, man. 786-618-1443. USA defeats Canada 2-1 in the gold medal game in overtime. As Hellebrook had 41 saves, Jack Hughes, with no toofuses, ends up with the goal, the game-winning goal. Awesome job by the USA, and congratulations to the women on Friday defeating Canada also and winning the gold medal. So the ladies and the men, congratulations to them winning the gold medal. The Heat last night, 2 nights ago, right? They took care of Memphis 136-120, improved to 31-7. Wiggins had 28 points. Powell had 25. Ware, by the way, 19 minutes, had 11 points and 15 rebounds. That was pretty productive there, man. Tyler was not productive. 14 points on 5 of 15 shooting, 1 of 4 from three-point range, also had 4 turnovers. Tuesday, they'll take on their third shitty team in Milwaukee. They are, improving the schedule a little bit with some bad teams like the Hawks and Memphis. The next bad team on the schedule, the Milwaukee Bucks tomorrow at 8 o'clock. LAFC absolutely dominate Inter Miami in the season opener, 3-0. Sunday, they will take on Orlando at 7 o'clock. Tampa Bay, unfortunately, they defeated our beloved Fort Lauderdale United 3-0. Saturday, March 14th, they're back in action at Sporting Jacksonville at 7:30. We will be there live, Sean and I, broadcasting live on that Saturday there. So come on out and join us. You can get your tickets at FTLUTD.com. And yesterday, the Lakers unveiled the Pat Riley statue honoring the coach that won 4 titles, for the Lakers. Was it 4 or 5? 5, right? Yeah, 5. No, 4. 4. That's what it was. It was 4. 4 titles for the Lakers. But anyway, great job by Pat. Even Michael Douglas was there. I was like, wow. The Shaq video was pretty good, by the way. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Props there, and well-deserved for Riles. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. And by the way, it was a cool event. Overall, the statue is great. I mean, Dwayne Wade was there, and he's probably jealous as hell because this statue looks a lot better than Dwayne's. I mean, they nailed it. They did a nice job with the Riley statue and the way they had him with the Armani and the fist and all that stuff. I thought that was really, really cool. Well-deserved, obviously. But I will say this, Mickey, I hope that the statue you put for Pat Riley outside the arena is twice the size of that one. I'm just going to, you know me, I'm just going to call shit like I see it. Without Pat Riley, the Miami Heat are absolutely nothing. They're a middling team. They maybe never win anything whatsoever. barely win playoff series. This guy got here and made them an instant contender, instantly respected around the league, and they've been one of the best franchises for 25 years. I get it. Now things have changed. They're kind of losing their fastball, but everybody has their time, and everybody's time comes and goes no matter what. You don't stay great forever, man, no matter what you do. You just don't. Things change and situations change, and, whatever they have chosen, whatever road that they have chosen now to go down, it's the wrong road, unfortunately. But it doesn't take away at all, not 1 ounce of what he has accomplished. And not only did he develop a great organization and a great culture, but then he also developed a great coach to follow him. That's something that when Leonard Hamilton left us, he left us Perry Clark. When Jimmy Johnson left, he left us Dave Wanstead. Sometimes people don't leave you a successor that will help out and make you better or as good or anything like that. And Pat Riley did. That's impressive. So I hope that it's great that it's Pat Riley Court and all that bullshit, but I hope that you put a statue out there that is magnificent, that it is ginormous, because that's what he is. Ginormous. His impact, what he's going to leave here, his legacy. I tell you this all the time, right? Because I've lived it throughout my life. When these kind of moments happen, embrace the hell out of it, because we'll never have a big 3 run again. Embrace what's going on with the Panthers, because this will never happen again. Okay? Embrace back in the day with the Dolphins in the 70s, because it never happened again. Embrace what happens with the Canes in the 80s into 91 when you win 4 titles in 8 years. Embrace it, because you'll never, ever be able to do it again. That's kind of the way it goes. So embrace the 25 years, 30 years of Pat Riley, because you're not going to get another 25, 30 years like this again, ever. Unfortunately, just not going to happen. It's hard. Sometimes there are some franchises that get that lucky, but normally most franchises have their time. It comes and it goes. They might have some other success down the line, but not the kind of killer success that you saw when the Dolphins went to 3 straight Super Bowls, when the Heat went to 4 straight NBA Finals, that the Panthers have now gone to 3 straight Stanley Cup. These are accomplishments. Winning 4 national championships in 8 years, these are accomplishments that are incredibly rare. So when they happen, embrace it. I hope that the Harrison family puts a Riley statue that is a statue that makes all statues look meaningless, because that's what he deserves. So that's all I got to say. I just hope that they honor him. The second he retires, you better have that statue ready. You better have a celebration for a month. You better go above and beyond, because like that dude, it'll never exist. Never. All right, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. And of course, you can send in your questions, comments, and insults. Ho Yoon, thank you for the love, sir, on Venmo. As always, you're so generous. Thank you. He says, did you find the donuts? Have a great day. Up there, I did not. I did not find the donuts in Jacksonville. The next time I go, I will definitely go out of my way. It's the thing, because I was hanging out with Ocala Joe and Lourdes over that weekend also, besides you, Ho Yoon. And it was so damn cold that it just, you couldn't go outside to go really enjoy anything. So even to go drive to go to the damn donut shop, which would have been a little bit of a drive at that moment. It's so cold, and I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? So it's like next time I go to Jacksonville, hopefully it'll be a lot warmer, and I can like relax. And, you know, I might go up there actually. I might go up for the Young the Giant concert. So might see you again, Ho You. You never know. You never know, my friend. So thank you. Thank you. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Thank you out there, as always. What else? Horn Dog says, I won't be watching any Dolphins games this upcoming season, but we'll watch highlights and tune into your show. Guess what I'll be watching? Local Carolina Panthers. Can't take the foolishness. Wow. Okay. Damn, Horn Dog, you were like completely left them. Yeah. No, I'll be watching. And I'll even do the pregame show because they fired McDaniel. I was going to drop the pregame show. I really was. I was going to go, I'm not going through this. No way. Yeah, Suds, Canadians lose both Olympic hockey games and now stuck in Mexico. Not a good week for Canada, no. Definitely not. They better, Frankie. That's what I was just talking about. You know, they better. Will Inter Miami eventually build a Messi statue at the new stadium? Oh, I'm sure they will. I mean, he already brought him one title. So if he can bring him another. And by the way, I am not using this weekend to measure Inter Miami at all. This is the first game. They looked LAFC is maybe the best team in the league. So they did not look good. They looked terrible, especially defensively. But they did a lot of this shit last year, and then they got better and better as the year went on. So I'm going to give Mascherano some time and, you know, all that. I'm not going to overreact over one game, but they did suck on Saturday. They got manhandled, dude. Absolutely manhandled. It's crazy. Let me do a little music. Let me get that out of the way. Might as well get some music done. Do it a little earlier on the show than I normally do. Let's see where we at here. All right, here we go. Let's go with musicians born on today, February 23rd. Little Sims. You know, I figure there's all kinds of littles. I mentioned, I don't know who he is, but he's a British rapper, singer, and actress, or she, by the way, born in 94. Let's see. Olaf Lasse Johansson, keyboardist with the Cardigans, born in 73. Rob Collins, keyboardist with the Charlatans. The only one I know. Let's see who else. And by the way, 63, just in case I didn't mention it. Michael Wilton, guitarist and songwriter. Lead and rhythm guitars for Queensryche. Co-founded the band in 82, born in 62. Patrick Frankfort, singer with the Gibson Brothers. Cuba, quiero bailar la salsa. Born in 1957, he died on April 4th of 2020. COVID-19 at the age of 64. Howard Jones. How about that, baby? What is love anyway? Born in 55. Brad Whitford, guitarist with Aerosmith, born in 52. Let's see. Terry Tex Comer with Ace. How long has this been going on? Steve Priest, bassist with Sweet. Wow. Fox on the Run. A ballroom blitz, blitz, blitz. Little Willie won't go home. Although I will say Sweet has the greatest rock and roll line in a song. They do. I got to give Sweet that credit. I don't know who wrote it exactly in the band Sweet, or if somebody else wrote it. Not sure. but love is like oxygen. You get too much, you get too high. Not enough, and you're going to die. It's a great line. That's a great line. Rusty Young, vocalist with Poco, in the heart of the night, in the cool summer breeze. Let's see. Johnny Winter, brother of Edgar, born in 1944. Those are musicians born on this date. Let's go with other famous people. Sometimes there's musicians that wasn't on that list. You never know. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they passed away, like Pope Paul II, born in 1417. Let's see who else. Banker Mayo Amschel Rothschild, born in 1744. Writer William Shire, born in 1904. College Football Hall of Fame member and representative Tom Osborne, born in 1937. He is 89. Actor Peter Fonda, born in 1940. The Easy Rider, rest in peace. Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff in the NFL, born in 1943. He's 83. Actress Patricia Richardson, born in 1951. She's 75. Actress Kristen Davis, born in 1965. She's 61. She's the one I liked in Sex and the City. I thought she was the one that kind of was the underrated hottie in my book. Let's see, because everybody went with Lassie, always. Actress Niecy Nash, born in 1970. She's 56. Actor Josh Gad, born in 1981. The Miami Dolphin fan is 45. Actress Emily Rolla Blunt, born in 1983. She's 43. Actor comedian Aziz Ansari, born in 1983. He's 43. Actress Dakota Fanning, born in 1994. She's 32. NBA player Jamal Murray, born in 1997. He's 29. And actress Emilia Jones, born in 2002. She's 24 years old. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir, we do. Mike Seidel is 42. Muhammad Yone turns 50. And Serpentico is 42 on February 23rd, 2026.
All right. By the way, famous whore Bonnie Blue, or Skank, whatever you want to call her, she apparently announced after having sex with 400 men, unprotected sex with 400 men, she got something. She got pregnant. I'm thinking, if you slept with 400 men and had unprotected sex with 400 men and all you ended up was pregnant, I got to say, Bonnie Blue, you should be happy too. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Okay. All right, let's go with music history. What happened today in music history? Well, I know you're dying to know, right? Well, in 1972, after nearly 5 years of marriage, Priscilla Presley moved out of Elvis Presley's California home and into a 2-bedroom apartment near the Pacific Ocean. Their divorce was finalized October 9th, 1973. In 1978, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors won the Grammy Award for the Album of the Year. It won like 5 or 6 Grammys that year. That album is so good. Rumors is one of the greatest albums ever created on planet Earth. It just is. It's just a phenomenal album. In 1979, on this date, Dire Straits began their first North American tour. How about that? In 1980, Queen's A Crazy Little Thing Called Love reached number 1 in the Billboard Hot 100, where it would hold that position for 4 consecutive weeks. The song was Queen's first number 1 single in the United States. The frontman, Freddie Mercury, wrote the song as a tribute to Elvis Presley, and although Mercury typically composed music on the piano, he wrote Crazy Little Thing Called Love on guitar. and he did it in about 5 to 10 minutes. It was quite a good thing because I was restricted, knowing only a few chords, Mercury told the press. I couldn't work through too many chords because of that restriction. I wrote a good song, I think. Yeah, Freddie. You wrote a hell of a song, dude. So freaking talented. In 83, Toto won 6 Grammys, including Album of the Year for Toto 4, a record that included the hit single Africa and Rosanna. In 85, Meat is Murder by the Smiths went to number 1 on the UK charts. Great album. In 87, Jody Watley released her debut studio album, Jody Watley. It features production and songwriting by Andre Simone. The hit singles of the album included I'm Looking for a New Love, Baby, and Don't You Want Me. In 93, Goo Goo Dolls released their 4th studio album, Superstar Car Wash. It features the singles We Are Normal, featuring songwriting assist from Paul Westberg, Falling Down, and 'Cause You're Gone. In 93, Naughty by Nature released their 3rd studio album, 1993, and it features the singles Hip Hop Hooray, Oh, It's On, and Written Ya Kitten. In 99, Eminem dropped his first major label album, the Slim Shady LP. He quickly became the most controversial rapper in the game. In 99, Jimmy Eats World released their 3rd album, Clarity. In 2010, Holly Miranda released her 2nd studio album, The Magician's Private Library. And in 2019, Ariana Grande became the first solo artist to hold the top 3 spots on the Hot 100 in the same week, a feat previously accomplished only by the Beatles. The song's number 1 was 7 Rings, number 2 was Break Up With Your Girlfriend On Board, and number 3, Thank You. Next. Let me see if there's any birthdays that weren't on the other list, because sometimes there is. John Norum, co-founder of Europe, is 62 today. And Theophilus London is 39. That's what happened today in music history. All right. By the way, I'd be remiss if I did not mention the passing of the great, the amazing Willie Colón. The urban salsa music legend passes away at the age of 75. Over his long career as a trombonist, composer, arranger, and singer-producer of more than 40 albums that sold more than 30 million copies worldwide, he collaborated with a wide range of artists, including Fania All-Stars, David Byrne, and Celia Cruz. He celebrated collaborations with Ruben Blades. Siembra became one of the best-selling salsa albums of all time, and the pair were known for addressing social issues through the genre. Colón's family and manager confirmed his death through social media post. Willie didn't just change salsa, he expanded it, politicized it, closed it in urban chronicles, and took it to stages where it hadn't been heard before. His trombone was the voice of the people, an echo of the Caribbean in New York, a bridge between 2 cultures. Colón, who was nominated for 10 Grammys and 1 Latin Grammy, made famous songs such as El Gran Varón, Sin Poderte Hablar, Casanova, Amor, Verdad, y Hoy Que Será. There you go. Blades was on social media platform X that he confirmed what I was reluctant to believe and offered his condolences to the Colón family. All right. So rest in peace, Willie Colón. Okay. All right. By the way, our boy Michael Saylor ended up buying Bitcoin again. Today, he bought 592 Bitcoin, worth $39.8 million at $67,286 per coin. He now Strategy now owns 717,722 Bitcoin for $54.56 billion. When this thing goes back over 124, that 54 becomes $108 billion. Anyway, he's got an average of 76,020 a coin right now. So I love the conviction. Not that it's financial advice, but I love the conviction. Love the conviction. Because that's the only way you're going to win here, is not get caught up in the FUD that's going on. Because, we're watching it. So, and continue to add to the debt, and it's going to get worse. So, there you go. Let's see what else. Amazing feeling when USA won yesterday and Jack Hughes scored. By the way, Sean, what did you think of ending the gold medal game on a 3-on-3? You liked it? Because why? It's going to end it quicker and you'll get it over with, because you will, because it's hard to stay a whole period 3-on-3 scoreless. That's pretty amazing to stay that way. So is that the deal behind it? Because, that was the talk yesterday on that for the gold medal game to end on a 3-on-3 is not the best way to do it, that you should end it in a traditional fashion with everybody on the ice. Some people, at least do 4-on-4 or whatever. I can see both sides of it. Like, I really don't care, actually. It's weird, right? I don't know. How do you feel about that?
No, but why change it just for the gold medal game? Because, again, they had it that way. Canada went to overtimes twice, so they won the 3-on-3s in those.
Right.
So, I mean, again, it to me, look, you put your best three, and then you saw what they were doing. They had different guys on for the face-off. They would skate off. They'd throw their other skaters on. It's a strategy that, again, 5-on-5, we could go, 5-6 overtimes? By then, you're like, okay, all right.
You are risking injury. You are, that is probably the best point of avoiding the 5-on-5. The 3-on-3, for sure, you're going to end it, dude. You can end it, bro. There's too much ice to cover.
Because you do it in the NHL today. I mean, the NHL does the same thing, and there's still some shootouts every once in a while.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem in the NHL because you're playing 82 games, and the freaking overtime and the freaking playoffs are like 2 or 3 months if you're able to make it through there. So I don't have a problem there because, dude, it's tough enough to get through an NHL season to then play 6 overtimes because you're playing 5-on-5. So I get it, but I'm just thinking the Olympics. It's not a lot of games. It's just a couple weeks, and I understand the argument on both. I don't mind either one.
It's only a couple weeks in the middle of the NHL season. You know what I'm saying? So then now you get guys that are
right,
playing all these overtime games. Again, what if Canada have won as quick as they did in their 2 overtime games? How would they have, US in that one game they won in overtime? I just think it is the way to get to an end and make coaches have to strategize. Again, they shorten their benches. They, it's not like Canada went out there with 3 and US had 4. So it's 3-on-3. They both have the same. And this time it ended up well for us.
Yeah. Thank God. Thank God. Good stuff. Let's see. Does she have to take 400 day after pills? I don't think she did it for 400 straight days. I think she banged those 400 dudes in a much shorter amount of time, bro. Okay. That thing's like the Lincoln Tunnel at this point. It's like a hot dog down a hallway. It's not really going to do much effect. She's probably doing her taxes while she's banging dude number 37. So it's it's just one of those things. A couple years from now, you meet a friend of yours. He's not really social media savvy, doesn't really keep up with a lot of pop culture. You see him 5-8 years from now. Oh, yeah, no, I found a great girl. I got married. Her name is Bonnie Blue. And you're like, whew. Okay. Crazy stuff. Anyway. By the way, I saw a movie over the weekend, Send Help. And it was good. It was Adams. I thought she did an excellent job. And it's so cool because you look at her in a completely different way at times. So this is not the kind of role she normally plays. And she did an excellent job. Good plot, good twist at the end, entertaining movie. Worth the watch. Definitely. So I saw that on Saturday morning. And that was cool. So just in case if you had not seen it or you were thinking of seeing it, Send Help is definitely one that I would definitely watch. That's for sure. All right, don't forget, folks, smash the hell out of the like button. Hit the hell out of that like button. We need that like button. You haven't not a lot of people. We only got like 79 watching now, so and only 38 likes. So please hit the like button. Not a lot of people watching right now. All right. This is a story that I've been talking about for a while with the Miami Dolphins and Tyreek Hill. And you got to think about the perspective of everything that went on after this, too. And you wonder what state was this franchise in? And these are things that, like, I sometimes I get to find out about these things, and then you wonder, you sit back, I'll give you an example. When I knew that Flo didn't want Tua, and he fought the front office for it and everything, and then basically went out of his way to kind of sabotage Tua because he wanted Jordan Love, right? And I had to sit on that also for a while, and these are things that sometimes there's a lot of things that I end up finding out about and I just cannot say it, or sometimes I have to sit on it for a while and wait. I gave you guys, remember when Ryan Tannehill was drafted? And from the get-go, the second that they drafted him, I did not believe in Ryan Tannehill. And I told you that there was no way that he belonged in the first round. And I was steadfast on that. And one of the reasons why was I have many friends as scouts, but this specific one that I've known for decades, he was hired by Jeff Ireland. But Jeff Ireland had no idea that I was tight with this gentleman. And so he hired him. He wasn't working for the Dolphins. Listen to me. Okay, he didn't ask one of his scouts. He asked somebody outside of the organization to go scout a guy by the name of Ryan Tannehill. I knew about this before they even drafted him. So the guy went back and told them it's a second-round grade. Now, I trusted this guy a lot over the years with information because he's a great scout, okay? Great scout. Excellent scout. I mean, Malaluga, that guy told me Malaluga's a functioning alcoholic. And you saw towards the end of his career when he was here, he had problems in Cincinnati too, and it's because he had alcohol issues all throughout his life. So he told me when he was at USC, he was a functioning alcoholic. All these kind of things that I end up finding out about, or what's it called? The late the corner. I got to see my grandmother. What's his name, bro? Poor kid, man. What's his name?
Dante.
And so all of a sudden, I knew about him getting 50 grand from his brother while he was Vontae Davis got 50,000 from his brother in his last year at Illinois. And he was telling the coaches, because I knew, the scouts, and I knew actually one of the coaches that worked for the Illini. And he was telling coaches, I'm playing for Sundays, not Saturdays. And he was spending money and all that because Vernon was drafted and had money and gave his little brother a little money so he can have a little extra money while he's there. So I run into a lot of shit over the years and all that kind of stuff. And this is a situation that, again, these are things that happen that the public has no idea what's going on. The media doesn't know. And sometimes I'm amazed, you know what I mean? Like the one with Flo and Jordan Love, and I had to sit on that one for a while. It only got out because I challenged all the writers that were on my show constantly. Hey, man, he didn't want him. You could go find out. And the only guy that ended up finding out was Omar. Credit to Omar. Although Omar said some really crazy shit this weekend. He actually said that Patrick Paul is ahead of Jake Long right now. That's some... Yeah, I want whatever Omar's smoking nowadays. Please pass it on. So I end up finding out about stuff, and I sometimes have to sit on it. And this has been with me forever. It's kind of, I've been following the team for nearly 40 years, 36 years that I've been in this business. And I've been following the team, and I know a shit ton of people in the league and all around and all that kind of stuff. So I get to find out about stuff that goes on. And Tyreek Hill is I learned something this weekend before I prepped for this, but I'm already prepped for this, but I didn't realize something until this weekend, that the writers or the beat people for the Dolphins, they got trumped. Stay with me here, okay? Don't get emotional here with me. So how, be objective now, you know how Trump comes at you with one thing after another. It's an insult here, it's a comment here, it's a tariff there, it's a challenge there, it's it's like it's so much that it's really hard to keep up. Can we all agree on that? Can we all agree on that? Okay? Like it's so much, and it's done on purpose, whatever, but it's so much that it's hard to keep up. Can we all agree on that? Right? Because constantly there's all kinds of stuff. It's a tweet here, it's that, it's this, whatever. Okay? Well, Tyreek Hill walloped the media with something. And the media, you, me, fans, media, we get hit with so much Tyreek stuff. Oh, he hit an old man. Oh, they were fighting over some tables at a comedy store. Oh, he is holding the baby the wrong way and whatever. Are they, is he, crazy or whatever? He's having problems with his wife. His kid lights the thing on fire. He's hitting an old man in a pier. Whatever. It's just one after. I quit. I do this. I do that. Right? It's just one after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, and you constantly get Tyreeked. Are we all in agreement here, right? That in a way he's kind of like a mini Trump in the sense that it's just one headline after another, after another, after another, and after another. You get it, right? You understand. So, Tyreek, 2 off seasons ago, he's on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. And he just, all of a sudden, Sean Stanley, por favor, please cue it up. All of a sudden, he contributes this comment and something that happened to him that offseason with Mike McDaniel after a situation in a game where he was ragdolled and dominated and all that kind of stuff against Kansas City. Sean Stanley, please play the clip.
The meeting room with the coaches calling you out in front of other guys, because a lot of guys aren't used to that. A lot of guys aren't used to sitting inside of a meeting room, being the best player on their team their whole entire life, and then a coach saying, bro, you suck this play,
you ever had somebody say that to you?
Oh, yeah, this year, Miami Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Like, the player against Snead, the Chiefs. Everybody see this play against the Chiefs when one him to the floor. He called me out. He like, Reek, bro, you supposed to be the best player in the league, and you got this guy putting hands all over you like that. Man, we pay you all this money for what? And for me, I love that, because I'm gonna take that to heart, and I'm gonna get better from it. That'll never happen again to me in my life, man. You feel me? If a motherfucker not hold me accountable, I feel like I'm not gonna be able to get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the coaches can bypass that, you know what I'm saying, and just be like, he'll get better from it. But if he not saying nothing, like, the other guys in the locker room, they gonna look at it as, oh, if Reek can do it, I can do it, and that's not getting the team better. I need everybody to get better, bro. You know what I'm saying? Baby brother Waddle, I got him up under my wing trying to teach him. I'm like, bro,
he a dog.
I want everybody to get paid, bro.
He a dog.
Everybody deserve it, bro. You feel me?
So there was a problem with that story. It never happened. Mike McDaniel never called out Tyreek in front of anybody, never challenged him at no point. That's a complete lie that he just told. And after that lie, which, by the way, left players, because I heard it from players, I heard it from coaches, and at the top, different people in the executive, everybody was baffled. It never happened. And listen to the story. Does that ever sound like Mike McDaniel? No. But the media was so trumped by Tyreek. At that time, it was just one after another, after another, after another. They didn't really follow up heavily after it. So Mike McDaniel had nothing to do with this. He was blindsided by it. He just did the classy thing, which is what he does. There was a question about it in a way from one of the writers, I remember, but it was kind of glanced over, and he generalized the answer. He never, ever, ever, ever lied to anybody, because he never said he did it, never said it happened. There is no audio for it. There is no admittance of it or whatever. And the media never really dug into that story. I found out about it 2 days after from 3 different people. Like, how this never happened. McDaniel never challenged him that way. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Now, after all this happens, you still, as a coach, go and force your front office, which, again, this is why Chris Greer doesn't have a job, because he listened to his coaches too much. You still paid the guy. You knew it was a lie. You knew he put it out there. You know about all the other shit that he does. And then now you're throwing the coach there in the middle of a thing like, oh, he went and challenged me, when he never did it. Ever. But this is what you get when you get Tyreek. But it shows you the dysfunction. That's why I was convinced they would never pay him. Because it's like, it's after everything that's going on, and now he's inventing shit that never happened. And the media, locally, I don't blame them. There's so much crap. There's so much stuff that he says and he does, and it just becomes numbing, like the other dude. And so you end up, it's hard to just keep up with every quote. It's hard to keep up with every action. It's hard. It's taxing on the people that cover the Dolphins. Nobody ever You can go look at article after article after article. Everybody talks about that part. Nobody has any follow-up from Mike McDaniel. There's none. You can't find a transcript. You can't find anything. It's nice and gone. But after that happens, after you put your head coach out in public like that, and he never did, and as you all know, come on, let's now come back to reality. Let's come to, being objective about it. The way Tyreek is explaining it, does that sound like anything Mike McDaniel would do? Come on, man. And media and fans, they glossed over it also. Everybody forgot about it. Everybody talked about it oh, okay, well, he challenged him, this, that. Nobody really looked into if it was actually true. And then to find out that this is a lie, and then the organization still follows through to pay him, it shows you the dysfunction. Because the coach had a lot of influence on the Tyreek and the Tua contracts. And you know what? As much as I like Reggie and Marvin and Chris, they gave too much leeway to their coaches. And personnel people have to tell the coach, sorry, that's not what I want. And we're going to go here because this is the better way to do it. You do your coaching, I'll bring the talent. But from the get-go, when you hire a coach that you're already butting heads, dude, they hired a coach from the get-go that didn't know he was supposed to tank the first year. I mean, that alone shows you the lack of communication in the Dolphin organization on a consistent basis. So you hired a guy that you didn't even clear the tanking from the beginning. And now, years later, you have a wide receiver that does all kinds of crazy shit off the field. And all of a sudden now he's making up stories about your coach challenging him and all that in a podcast that's, complete horseshit. But this is bad for the team. It's bad for the coach because you're putting them in a position that they should not be in. And it had nothing to do with McDaniel. Dude, he had nothing to do with this. Nobody had anything to do with it. But what they did have to do with it is that you know who he is, you know what he does, and you still gave him the guarantees. And this is why you've ended up with this problem this year, which you didn't need this problem this year. You know what? It might have been even better for Tyreek to be released last year. He might still be healthy. He might have gone somewhere else and never suffered that injury. I bet he would have been better off that way. I bet he would have been happier that way. But he wanted his money. And the Dolphins gave in to a guy that is undisciplined on and off the field and constantly proves it. And when you see something like that you're going to throw out a flat out lie of a story. So there you go, folks. You want to know how dysfunctional your Miami Dolphins are? That's how dysfunctional your Miami Dolphins are. I mean, there's lots of, I just gave you other examples over the years that, it's not like it's, and I wish I could give you some more, but there are certain things I'm going to have to die with, unfortunately. But yeah, it's crazy. That never happened. And it became a big thing and all that kind of stuff. It's insane. Insane. But we're going to find out if Half and Sully do have complete control, because this will be key. And what will they tolerate? What will they excuse? Because that's been the problem here for a while. You're tolerating and excusing way too much. And this is why you are what you are. In the Miami Heat, they don't tolerate or excuse anything. It's the reason why they have titles in their past. Now, they're doing things differently, and in the business side, they still coach and discipline and everything is still the same. That stuff is still the same. The results are a little different because of that. But so there you go. There's your story. There's your weird ass story with Tyreek Hill. All right. Let's see. Lenny says Willie Colón is a legend. RIP. His music was part of my family's soundtrack growing up. I remember his songs being played and danced to all of our family's functions. Amen. Pat in Nashville says the baby's going to come out like on a water slide. Easiest delivery out there, right? Oh, man. Brett says, Big O, I got the best financial advice from my mentor long ago. Set up a portfolio, balance and diversify for the long run. During short-term volatility, be indifferent and get out of your own way. Amen. Yep. Tyreek has got his doctorate. No doubt about that. He produces lots of babies. Now I see how we got trumped on that one with that one. Yeah. We all did. Well, I would have, but it was just like when I got that call. I'm sorry, it was a text first, then a call. Hey, you see it? That never happened. And then I call. I'm like, get the hell out of here. What do you mean it didn't? And he goes, yeah, it never happened. Never happened, but you can't say anything. I'm like, well, wait a minute. If you know, and he goes, yeah, but, and I think players were even talking about it. And I go, well, then it's going to get out. He goes, yeah, but I can't have you say it. So I had to wait till Tyreek was gone so I can say it. And so, just insane, dude, to know that happened and you still are, and you're the coach that he throws under the bus with some whacked out story that never happened. And then you still want to give him the guarantees. It's the weirdest thing at all. Weird. Well, in that case, you have to fault both McDaniel and Greer because they both knew about it and still. Yes, dude, Chris Greer lost his job because he gave the coaches too much leeway, and he should have done what he wanted. And by the way, look at the last year. As I told you for years, they put no emphasis on guards. They always wanted cheap guards, and they can convert anything. The last year, they went and drafted one and signed one. That's all in the front office. Because the philosophy of the coach was not to put any real emphasis on guards to go pay for it and everything. That was against his philosophy. But the problem was he didn't do enough of that. So I have no problem with any of it. As much as I like the three guys, I understand why they made the change. I totally understand it. It sucks because I want my Dolphins to win, but damn. Amen, Brett. Bill Mazeroski, rest in peace. Nobody checks for accuracy in media stories anymore, especially when they're positive in character. Well, but the problem is you also got to know people to correct that stuff. You also have to have people in the building that will talk to you. Okay. So I don't know how many of the local media actually has people in the building that they can get real information from and break stories. Because think about it, how many stories are broken locally? They usually come from national media guys, right? I get a few myself, but I mean, most of them come from national. You know what I'm saying? So look at this story. Nobody knew about this. Nobody knew. Everybody reported the story like it was fact. Like it was a fact, like it happened. It never happened. It's crazy. And I don't know how. I was shocked it didn't get out. Shocked. That one, the Jordan Love one, I kind of understood because there was only a certain amount of people that knew about it in the personnel department and scouts, because it was a pretty heated argument. You know what I mean? And remember, when you guys were, if those of you that have been listening for years, when I had Cam on and Omar and Poop and all these guys, and I kept telling them, hey, yo, Flo is running roughshod through the building. Remember that? Those of you that are hardcore listeners, you know what I'm talking about. And I tell, hey, yo, Flo's, none of them knew about that. None of them knew that Flo was doing all kinds. Now everybody knows about Flo and how, he was extremely aggressive behind the scenes and all that. But it's just one of those deals. And it just shows you how dysfunctional they are, that Tyreek would throw out a crazy ass story like that, and you still want him around and give him the money and try to trust him. Entrust your future in that guy. By the way, how many times did I tell you guys in the last few years that I would talk to the people in the scouting in the front office department, and I would tell them, and I told you here on the show, Mike McDaniel will get you guys fired. Did I not say that a couple times on the air there, Sean? Did I not say that? Did I not say a couple years ago that I told you, I told them Mike McDaniel will get you fired? So it all really depends if you really have real insight in the building. If you have real insight in the building, then you'll find out about stuff. People will talk to you. Anyway, Lenny Pena, thanks for letting us know about the Tyreek story, Big O. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Horn Dog, come on. We knew Tyreek was a liar when he said Tua was better than Mahomes. I know that, but that lie was not. That's a different kind of lie. This is a manufactured story that never happens. That's an opinionated type of I'm backing my player up type of lie, which everybody does that shit. You know what I mean? That's normal. You stand up for your guys, Swoosh, congratulations. It's a speed skater. No, you can't trust a person with 8 kids and 7 different. Of course not, dude. Of course not. I like the story, but the GM still got it wrong with the head coaching. Yeah, dude. And that's why they're all gone. Amen. I understand everything. I totally understand everything. Let's see. Big O, nice big cheese. Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, a little big cheese action. Visit our friends. They're at the Big Cheese, by the way. 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, 305-662-6855. Tell them that I sent you. And please hit the like button. We gave you a juicy-ass story that you're not getting anywhere. You would have never gotten that story anywhere. Give us a like on that. We're in the 90s watching, only 56 likes. That means there's enough people to get us to 100 right now. Don't we deserve 100 at least for giving you that story right there that you will not get anywhere? Anywhere. You will not get it. So right now we've got John Offerdahl at 56. Let's go. Get us all the way to 99 to Jason Taylor. Let's go. Let's go. Hit that like button. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Bitcoin's at 65,600. It is down 2.86% right now. Wow, the Dow is down. Wait a minute. I have it at 715 points. Let me see if it updates again. The S&P's down 62. The NASDAQ's down almost 2 points. Damn. Yeah, 709 right now. Hard day for the Dow and the markets. Not surprised. There's a lot of stuff you can't count on. Let's see. What else? Damn, I just signed in. I missed it. Actually, there's a rewind, so you're good. You never miss anything. It's on demand. It's on demand. This also proves our owner sucks and is soft because if he fired Greer, he tried to protect him by firing him and not having him to answer the media questions. Either way, Frankie, you are backing me up on what I said back then. He did Chris Greer a favor by getting rid of him now and let McDaniel suffer the rest of the year and answer all the questions. Yeah, he did that. He did look out for he likes Chris Greer. Clearly he likes Chris Greer. Yeah, and I'm sure he likes Mike McDaniel. He wanted to keep him also. He likes Joe Philbin, and he ends up liking all his people, and he wants them to stick around, but he has no objectivity. He doesn't know how to compartmentalize. Our very popular word we like to use on this show, he does not know how to compartmentalize. At all. So, what can I tell you? We're stuck with the guy. Now Frankie, we're down to dumb luck. That's all. We've got to hope that the old man has dumb luck. He got lucky, and Sullivan is the bomb, and we're off and running. That's what we got to hope for. Let's hope for that. That's the only way we get saved here, because the man has no skill. So we will, at least for football, he has no skill. Has a lot of skill for stealing money from Dolphin fans, but outside of that, yeah, we're screwed. It is what it is. What can I tell you, my friend? All right. What else do we have? You're looking forward to Floyd Mayweather and Tyson there, Sean. I'm sure you'll be watching every moment of it. How about Crazy Eyes Patel celebrating with the USA team? There's a video of him talking about people using jets for private usage, and it's $15,000 every time, and there he is. Oh, man, what can I tell you? Sad story, too. Rondale Moore, 25, self-inflicted gunshot wound. So sad, man. And Vikings also lost Roniel Whitaker. He died at 46, but we don't know the reason why. But Rondale is obviously a self-inflicted gunshot wound. That is so sad at 25, man. If you have a friend or a family member that's got issues, listen, support, give them some love, give them a little attention. You might save their life. Sometimes, it's tough. Even when we try, it's hard to reach some people. And so I totally understand that happens too. That happens, unfortunately. All right, folks. Let's see. I think we are pretty much done. I think we have accomplished everything we're going to accomplish on a slow Monday. Talked about everything. You got the story that you've been waiting for a while. I got a bunch of other ones that I can't ever tell. Sucks. Although there'll be some that maybe a few years from now, I might have the freedom of saying, but at the moment, juicy stuff that is like, and see that story there, that makes you now want to question anything that ever happens. Because, damn, like, wait a minute, did this really happen? And that's what that story does for you. I mean, like many other things, there's a lot of lies and a lot of misdirection that goes on and all kinds of crap. And as you can tell, we have an owner that is trying to go get a coach behind the back of his current coach, that kind of stuff. We have a guy that has been busted trying to recruit another coach and a GM and all that. There's all kinds of shit that goes on that we don't know about, and then there's all kinds of shit that goes on that we eventually end up finding out about. But there's no doubt that there's a lot of stuff that goes on that you don't really know about, or I don't really know about, by the way. That goes for both of us, because it's not like I know everything that goes on. I know some things that have happened and that, whatever, shouldn't have happened, but I don't know everything either. So there's plenty of times that I'm going to get fooled like you guys. Look, everybody was fooled with that Tyreek story. Everybody. And it never happened. And nobody followed up on it. Nobody figured it out. But the idea that would air and it would just pass under the bridge, and then you'd still sign the guy. You'd still give him guarantees after that. That's insanity. It's insanity. Pure insanity. What can I tell you? All right. We thank the great Sean Stanley as always. We'll see you all tomorrow morning. Same time. Oh, tomorrow afternoon at 2:00. Same time. Same place. Same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.